Hey everybody, I'm Happery. Welcome to another episode of the onechunk Ultimate Iron Man. I want to thank you all again for the amazing support so far in my first few videos. The growth of the channel has been way beyond expectations. You guys are awesome. Let's see where we left off. In the last episode, I opened a lot of beginner clues and had some interesting RNG from the mystery boxes. I also got to level 20 agility and 18 slayer from XP random events. I completed the diary task of casting the Lumbridge teleport spell, got up to level 88 hit points and ended the chunk with the insane achievement of 99 defense. Now that I've completed every objective in Lumbridge, I'm finally allowed to choose the next chunk and expand my region. Alright, let's... Oh, sorry, hold on. Death Knight and Ultimate Death Knight, what are you doing here? Oh, that's right, the dinner party is today. I'll be right there. This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. To celebrate Raid's 4th anniversary, Death Knight organized a dinner party and asked me to bring 4 other champions to join. The first champion I'll bring is Angar. With his massive axe, he's not only a fierce warrior, but also a master woodcutter. Then I'd bring Calvalex with his amazing looking armor. Maybe he can give me some tips on how to train my defense more efficiently. Then I would bring Norog and Shirimani. In his spare time, Norog became an accomplished chef, so he can prepare a feast for us. And last but not least, Shirimani, with her powers of enchantment and her beautiful voice, will provide the entertainment for the evening. Raid Shadow Legends continues to get bigger and better with one of its most requested features, Live Arena PvP. Raids letting you duke it out against other players live, picking and banning champions before dueling to determine the ultimate warrior. It's not just the prestige you're fighting for though, Live Arena is bringing some awesome rewards too. I'm talking new artifact sets, fragments for a legendary void champion and special Live Arena crests that unlock powerful new bonuses at the Great Hall. With all of this exciting stuff and more coming to Raid, if you haven't started playing yet, then what are you waiting for? Use my link in the description or scan my QR code to get insane bonuses. We're talking an epic champion Knight Errant and other useful things. Energy refills, skill tome, XP booster. Once you're in and crushing your enemies, come find me under the name The Happery. Let's try and get 100 installs by using the link in the description. You guys have been so supportive already and this would really help the channel out more than you think. Install Raid now and let's achieve this goal together. Alright, without further ado, let's jump into the chunk picker to talk about my options. I'll quickly go over every chunk that I can go to from here. So first, the adjacent chunks. Just north of Lumbridge we have the entrance of the cow pen, so easier access to cows and dairy cows, so I would be able to complete Cook's Assistant. There's also the chicken farm with the churn. There's a potato field, so access to the potatoes and the milk from dairy cows and the churn. I would be able to make cheese potatoes, which heal 16 hit points, so that would be a great unlock for the future when I ever require some good food. And then of course there's the hops patch, where I'll be able to start raking and gain some farming XP. To the east is the toll gate to Alcarid. There is the feud quest that can be started in this chunk. The Temple of Eye can't be started yet because it requires rune mysteries. Then there's also the gem stall, which sells sapphires and emeralds. That would be a nice early crafting training method to buy and cut those. There's also a cactus patch, which again I could start raking at and gain farming XP. And lastly, it's not on this map, but the fire altar for rune crafting is in here, but I can't get a fire talisman for now, so that would still be locked anyway. In the chunk to the south we have what would be my first fishing training method in catching shrimps. And also my first mining and smithing method, because I would have the tin and copper rocks and I can smith bronze equipment on the anvil in Lumbridge. There's the Misthalin mystery quest, which is in an instanced area, so it's included in this chunk. And there are some giant frogs somewhere here in this chunk as well, which have collection log drops, being the long bone and the curved bone, which I would have to obtain. To the west of Lumbridge I can start the Lost City quest, but mainly have access to the Hem hideout, so some better thieving methods, but also the infamous tree patch. Now, I've seen people assume that I included bird nests as random events, and thus I wouldn't have to use the seeds that you can get out of them, but intentionally I did not include them in the list of random events, because technically you can always work towards getting them, because it's just a very rare drop from a tree, and the trees are always there to chop. So that being said, unlocking this chunk would mean I'd have to get 75 farming and plant a magic tree seed. Moving on, I also decided that chunks reachable via transportation and teleportation are eligible to be unlocked, and Lumbridge has access to the canoe system. So the canoe could take me over here by the Champions Guild. Although the transportation icon is in this right chunk, I'm pretty sure that when you arrive you are dropped off just over the border in this left chunk. The icon is where you create a new canoe to depart from. So there's not too much in this left chunk though, a farming patch where I would start raking, and the mining and smithing training method. The Champions Guild I can't enter yet. Barbarian Village also can be reached with the canoe. Here is of course the Stronghold of Security, which would mean some unique items I'd have to obtain, including some collection log slots. This would also mean mining and smithing unlocked, because there are some tin rocks around the entrance of the Stronghold, but it wouldn't be the best smithing method as my current source of copper ore is from monster drops. And also notable are the fishing spots, but I had those in Lumbridge and I still don't have a fishing rod. Next up is Edgeville, by far the biggest and most interesting chunk at the moment, I would say, with most of the content being in the Edgeville dungeon. There's the part of the dungeon that is Wilderness, where I can get a looting bag, and there's the monkey bars towards the Earth Warriors, where I could train agility. There are 2 Slayer Masters, there is Obor, so I'd have to get the Hill Giant Club, and Bryophyta for Bryophyta's Essence. There are also rocks in the dungeon, which I'd have to mine, adamantite rocks to be precise, so that's a high level mining and smithing objective. The portal for Soul Wars is also here, but since the Isle of Soul is not instanced and is a bunch of chunks in itself, it's not included with Edgeville of course. The canoe can also take me to the right side of Ferox's Enclave, which sounds like a great place at first, but don't forget the Last Man Standing minigame is here, and to complete the collection log for the minigame I'd have to get 1000 wins, not just kills but wins. And I'll be honest, I've never PK'd, so I couldn't PK someone if my life depended on it, so this is definitely not my next pick. The canoe can also go further into the wilderness, but I wouldn't include this, because I have no way to get back from here, not even by teleporting, because it's too deep into the wildy. Let's see what else. I haven't talked about teleports. I have the magic level to teleport to Varrock, but if you paid attention in episode 3, I used up all my law runes from random events, so that's not an option. Varrock would be very scary too, because the runecraft cape is sold there. So as soon as I would be able to get runecraft XP, I'd have to go straight to 99. Then there's also the minigame teleports that I could use, Birthorpe Games Room, Castle Wars, Clan Wars, Fishing Trawler, Pest Control, Soul Wars, or the Tsar Fight Pit. But between you and me, with how full my inventory is at the moment, these don't sound very interesting. Alright, that was a lot of information. Now, which one do I choose? I think I want to go with a few quick and easy chunks for now, to change things up after spending over 2000 hours in the first one. The easiest and freest would definitely be the one north of Lumbridge, so I'm going with that one first. Let's have a look at the new objectives. There's the farming patch that I have to rake. I now have access to dairy cows, so with a bucket of milk I can finally finish Cook's Assistant. And as a reward for that quest, I'll be able to use the range in the Lumbridge Castle, so I have to craft a crossbow string from cow meat. There's also a diary task to bake bread on that range. And after Cook's Assistant, I can talk to the cook to start recipe for disaster. Then I'd also have to get 10 thieving to pickpocket a farmer, and the farmers drop gardening boots, which isn't a collection log item, but it's an item only dropped by them, so I'll get that too. Oh yeah, I mentioned earlier that this chunk would unlock cheese potatoes for food. However, making cheese potatoes is not a chunk objective, because I had to train my cooking level for fried onions, and I can already use the potatoes, the milk and the churn for other recipes. Let's get started. I have now officially crossed the chunk border. Accidental crosses in the past never happened. Let's go straight to the farming patch and buy a rake. Alright, got my rake. And that's the first objective completed. I'm really tight on inventory space at the moment, so I'm going to sell the rune javelins that I got out of the mystery box. And while I'm here, I'll grab a bucket, get myself some milk. A bucket of milk is the final ingredient I need to finish Cook's Assistant. And there we go. After almost 2 years, that's the first quest point on the account. I can now use the range to cook stuff. I'm back in the cow pen to grab some raw beef. And when you cook it on a range, you have the option to make it into sinew. And then I can use the sinew on a spinning wheel to create a crossbow string. Oh yeah, I need to talk to the cook again to start recipe for disaster. But after that, I can't continue because I don't have access to any of these ingredients. Let's fill another bucket with water. And now I have to kill imps for a pot of flour again. There it is, that didn't take long. Make some bread dough and bake it on the range for the diary task. Now let's start training some thieving. This man is going to think he has holes in his pockets later. There is level 10 thieving. I can now pickpocket the farmers in the new chunk. Let's steal from this guy. Oh, oops. I misclicked and now I'm committing a bigger crime than intended. And he's back, and that's another objective completed. Now all that is left is to obtain the gardening boots, which has a 1 in 64 drop rate. And there it is, 94 kills later, I got the gardening boots. That's every chunk objective completed, so let's choose the next chunk. The new unlockable chunks are these three, but they are Puro Puro and Puro Puro because of the wheat fields and because I lamped to 17 Hunter, the level to catch baby implings. So if I would choose either of these, I'd have to get 89 Hunter to catch a lucky impling and a lot more. But I can only train on implings, so I'm going to postpone that grind for a bit. And this desert mine chunk would be a useless unlock, because I can't even reach anything new because of the fence. I think it would be a good idea to unlock a second farming patch, so I can get double the raking XP. And getting a better crafting training method than spinning wool or sinew also wouldn't hurt. So I'm going to go with this one, north of Al Kharid. Okay, the objectives for this chunk at the moment are very limited. There's a gem stall, or gem trader rather, who sells uncut sapphires and uncut emeralds. So I'll have to get 27 crafting to cut an emerald. And then there's also a quest, the feud, that I can start by talking to Ellie Morrison. But a requirement to start the quest is 30 thieving, so I'll have to get that too. And that's everything. Should be another quick and easy one. And I'm in the chunk. No new music track unfortunately, but we all know how that happened. Let's see what Ellie Morrison has to say. You do not meet the requirements to start the feud quest, as I expected. Level 30 thieving is required to start. Well, first I want to tackle the crafting goal. I'll buy an uncut sapphire, and of course I need a chisel to cut them. Be right back. Got the chisel, now I can get to work. So, because I've only got one inventory spot, what I'll do is buy an uncut sapphire, cut it, hop to another world, sell the sapphire, and buy another uncut one. And repeat that process until 27 crafting. It's a tedious training method, but the good news is that it makes me some profit as well. Oh no, I'm so close to level 27 and now some of the worlds are already bought out. And if I don't finish the goal now, I'll have to wait a long time before the stock resets. For some reason this shop has a crazy restock time of like 6 to 8 hours I think. There's the guy who's doing the same method as me. It's everyone for themselves now. I've got to craft and hop faster. Look, there he is again. And I did it. That's 27 crafting. I can now cut the emerald. Aha, there he is. It's all yours now, man. Instead of cutting the emerald from the gem trader, I'm going to cut all the noted emeralds that I have and clear up an inventory spot. I'm just going to drop a bunch of stuff for a second. Hopefully nobody yoinks it. There's 28 crafting. And all emeralds are cut. So at least I got some crafting XP out of them. I should have also sold them for GP. Okay, I'm going to juggle them to the general store in smaller amounts. Let's see if anybody will log in upon these emeralds scattered all over the floor. And I'm off to sell the first batch. Okay, nice, they're still here. Juggle them all once. And now for batch number 2. I'm almost done, just a couple more trips. And these are the last ones. Ah, crap, I think I lost about 2 there in the end. Oh well, I still made about 5k GP. That's one objective completed. Now more thieving training. But first... Level 2 farming. Raking is something I'll start doing passively here and there while I'm doing something else. I don't have a farming objective at the moment, but I better get a head start because of how slow and time gated it is to actually train. Okay, now actually thieving. 15 thieving. Oh, I forgot about the defense cape perk. It acts as a ring of life and teleports me to safety when I'm close to dying. But I better just die to reset my hit points. There we go, now I can just recollect my items and continue. Level 20 thieving, 25 thieving, level 3 farming, 4 farming, 5 farming, level 6 farming. I currently don't have much time to play, but I rake when I can. There's level 7 farming. And finally 30 thieving. All from this poor man, like he's actually poor now. I stole all his money. But 30 thieving means I can start the feud quest. And that is the final objective for this chunk completed. For the next part in the quest I'll have to go to Polnivnich. But for now, let's jump into the chunk picker. Alright, so the 3 new unlockable chunks are the desert mine, where you can find an adamantite rock. So I'd have to at least get 70 mining to mine the adamant ore, and then get 70 smithing to smelt it into an adamant bar. Some of you may know that I've done the 70 smithing grind without an anvil before on my previous onechunk account. I was locked to another mine than this one, but I think I may try to find a better solution to tackle a 500-hour mining and smithing grind this time around. Then there's the PvP arena chunk, which is basically free. I don't believe there's anything interesting there. And lastly, the main Alcarid chunk is also unlockable. It has the plate legs and plate skirt shops, the scimitar shop, it has the tanner and the crafting shop, which will make crafting training a lot faster. And the biggest thing that Alcarid has to offer is the rooftop course. So that would mean an agility training method, because I lamped until the required level 20 agility while I was still locked to Lumbridge. So yeah, that being said, I'm going to keep it short. Alcarid unlocks a lot for me and I don't see any downsides at the moment, so I'm going to unlock the Alcarid chunk. Let's have a look at the new chunk objectives. There is the medium Lumbridge and Drainer diary task to complete a lap of the Alcarid rooftop course. I'm still confused why it is a part of the Lumbridge and Drainer diary and not the desert one, but oh well. With that rooftop course comes a new collection log item, the Mark of Grace. Then there's another medium diary task to craft a coif in the Lumbridge cow pen. I'll have to train up to 38 crafting to be able to craft the coif. Then, because I have access to the coif that has to be crafted anyways, I'll have to get 20 ranged to be able to wear the coif. There's a quest objective to start Prince Ali rescue up until the point where you have to talk to Osman. And finally, there's a mystery objective. Place your guess about what this could be in the comments. Alright, let's do it. Finally I get a new music track unlock when entering a new chunk, so clearly I've never been here before. So what do I do first? Let's start with the rooftop course, that should be an easy one. Not as easy as I thought. Can I make it this time? Yes, I made it. And that's the diary task completed. Ooh, and I also got the Mark of Grace on the first lap. I'm just going to do a second lap to collect the Mark of Grace to make it legit. There's level 21 agility and the Mark of Grace. Let's explore a bit. So here's the scimitar shop, where I can always buy a mithril scimitar back if I have to get rid of mine for some reason. Then there's the plate leg shop with some adamant plate legs. That's my new best in slot legs item, although I'm not going to buy it now because I don't need it right now. And the plate skirt shop also sells adamant plate skirts, which are equally best in slot, but yeah. I've now got access to all these molds from the crafting shop, which unlocks jewelry as soon as I get some gold or silver ores, so think about all the teleport opportunities that would unlock. And with this tanner, I just unlocked myself a crafting training method, better than spinning wool and more consistent than hopping for gems. Anyway, Osman, what can you do for me, my guy? Oh, this is not where you start the quest. I have to talk to Hassan first. Yes, start Prince Ali rescue. Now I talk to Osman. And that's as far as I can continue. The next step would be in Drainer Village. Okay, so you might be thinking here, what the hell are you doing? And I don't blame you, this looks ridiculous. I'm essentially trying to commit the Sudoku that I mentioned in episode 1. When an Ultimate Iron Man dies, his items are dropped to the ground for 1 hour. So that means you have an empty inventory for 1 hour. I would love to have an empty inventory to start crafting some leather. So this is the best I came up with. I got my other account to poison me in a PvP world, so then I can hop to a normal world and the poison stays on me and eventually I'll die of poison. At least that's the plan. I don't know if I'm going to die. Please, Alcarid warrior, hit me! Hit me quick! Can you tell that I've never done this? I'll just pickpocket until I perish. There we go. Okay, oh my god, I'm so nervous. This is actually the first time I'm doing a death pile. I hope this actually works. I can't afford to lose everything I've gathered. Alright, I grabbed a few necessary things and now I can go and collect some cow hides. First inventory. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I'm back. Turn everything into hard leather. And that's level 29 crafting. I can't help it, I have to check if everything's still there. Phew, okay, it's still there. I think it actually works. Let's continue. There's level 30 crafting. These hard leather bodies don't sell for a lot, so I think I can save some time if I just drop them, so I'll do that. Level 31, 32, 33 crafting and total level 850. Almost 1 hour has passed, so I'm going to retrieve my items and repeat. Hopefully this time I can die without the 5 minutes of struggle. Okay, I got poisoned, but now I'm going to let the other account hit me until my hit points are lower. There we go.
A great success!
Time for round 2. 34 crafting. Oh, which is the level for rubies. For some reason I thought that was level 36. Okay, then I'll go and grab my noted rubies real quick to speed up the crafting a bit. Rubies, there they are. Level 35 crafting. And all rubies cut. Luckily this time I don't have to juggle them to the general store. I'll actually sell them all to the gem trader. Nice, that got me about 9k coins. 36 crafting. 37 crafting, only one more level, but an hour has almost passed again, so I have to retrieve my stuff. I will have to go for round 3. Once again, waiting for the poison to finish me. And that is level 38 crafting. I'll quickly get myself a cowhide before I get my stuff back. Alright, also got the cowhide tent already. Now I just have to craft a coif in the cow pen. I guess this spot will do. There we go, that's another achievement and chunk objective completed. Now I can go for 20 ranged to wear this thing. Oh, I didn't know you couldn't use bronze arrows with a training bow. Well, that's why I kept some flex on me, so I can fletch a bow myself. Alright, got the bowstring and some logs. And the short bow. Now I can train ranged. Level 8 farming. And that's level 20 ranged. I can now wear the coif. And that's another chunk objective completed. Now there's only one objective remaining. Have you guessed what the mystery objective is? If you talk to Louis Legs in Alcarid with bones and an acorn in your inventory, he will give you some corrupted plate legs. The corrupted plate legs are a part of the corrupted armor, which was the reward of the Christmas Corrupt Glue Fest in 2016. And because it's a unique item that can be obtained in this chunk, I think it was required to obtain. And with that, I have completed every chunk objective once again. I've completed 3 chunks in this episode, and I believe that's a good note to end the video. If you have watched until now, I appreciate you a lot. And I want to give away my precious rune spear and rune square shield that I received out of mystery boxes. I will even sign them for you, and I'll throw in a bond. So if you want to win my rune spear or rune square shield, leave a comment down below with your RuneScape username or Discord username, and I will randomly pick and reach out to 2 winners. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe if you don't want to miss the next one. If you're interested to join my Discord server and talk to me about anything, the link will be in the description. See ya!